Welcome back to the GLAC studio. We are working on a large canvas painting. So this is the oil painting tutorial. I am Gomati Sivasankaran, and this large canvas painting that we have been working on is now in the stages of final nuances, the final layer. So we are in class 25 now, and it's been 24 hours of journey so far. So I congratulate you first for sticking out until 24 hours or even more if you had spent more time on this. So what we are going to do now is to continue on the layer 5. Let me just quickly go over what we have done. Layer one was the first ever stage where we had a plain canvas. We washed the canvas or we painted the canvas with a monocolor, and then we went into references, understanding references, and trying to use multiple references, bringing it back to the canvas and sort of using the grid lines and blocking spaces in the layer two. And once we blocked it, we started with dimension, the journey of building gradually depth and dimension um, in the layers 3 and 4. Layer 5 is also adding on to the depth and dimension. What is it that is different here? It's the nuances that is different here. So we are trying to give slightly more highlighting here and slightly pushing things back there and so on. So we're trying to build that, refine that nuances even further. And maybe we missed out on some detail that we could do. So we look for opportunities to improvise in sections and so on. So these are things that we have been doing. Yeah. And when we started out with the layer 5, what did we do? I think we worked on Shiva's side. We worked on his body color. We did slight adjustments to that, so enhancements to what we have done before. So it's not like repainting. We did not repaint. And what was the core logic that we were doing? So all along I've been asking you to stay away from the oil and use less of oil and so on, but this time you saw me using a bit more than required to kind of create a fluidity so that I can maneuver. And what did I do? I glazed the surface. So I basically glazed the surface with darker or the darkest or the lightest tonalities that I wanted in the extremities. So that's what we did, and also added few more things. We added the a third eye. Yeah. So that's all that we did in the last class. So that was fun, and we are going to continue having that fun in this class also. Today's section is going to be Shakti's area. Guess the colors. In so yeah, for now I think from the material point of view there is no change, and only new material that you see is that I'm using more and more of my finger to move around, which I also touch base on that the safest way is to have a glove or something. um if you are especially if you are bound to use your fingers more, do use the glove or something to protect yourself. So we saw all that, and right now we are getting ready to work on Shakti's side. So I am going to move the camera first towards, yeah, so you could see a little more of what I have here. I haven't filled in colors, but I do have um, from previous use, I think I have vermilion and I do have a bit of yellow ochre, and there is also white and there is black, burnt umber. Maybe if I need, I will add. But I seem to have the things that I need. Yeah. So I'm not going to take more colors, and I'm going to pick up brush. Let me see. Let's say brush number one will do. Yes, let's do that. So I'm going to take this color, push it here in the fresh zone. So you could also see. So this is something, this is a skin tonality that we do when we mix vermilion with the yellow ochre, we get a very nice skin tonality. So that is the normal skin tonality that we could build. And when we add white, titanium white, it lightens up, and you can add burnt umber to darken it up. So this is the range that we go around with, isn't it? So let's build the lightest of the range and the darkest of the range. So I'm just going to take a little bit here, not too much. I'm taking a little bit here, and then I'm going to take titanium white and build the lightest of the skin tonality. Let's see, is it light enough? And the way to do it is to test on that space. It is almost the same. It's almost the same that I had. I'm just testing there. So I'm going to add a bit more titanium white here to get it slightly on the lighter side, lightest of the side that I want, yeah, to brighten up things. So there you go. I'm just getting bold. I'm just taking it even lighter. And what do I do differently this time? I'm going to take a little more of my oil, throw it in here, so it's becoming slightly, on the fluidity range. So a little more on the oil, not too much that it starts flowing around. You see that it's sticking around the area where I'm placing my brush. So it is a consistency that is still, manageable. And why do we have to be careful with this? Why are we spending time on focusing this? If it starts flowing around, what will happen into your painting? You have done so much work, especially in the areas that you don't want this color to come into. Yeah. So you still need that control. So just be sure that you're getting this ready. Yeah. And let's build the darkest of the tonality also. Um, for that, I'm going to stick to the smaller brush. And like I mentioned in the last session, have tissues ready with you because you might be using it a little more frequently than needed. And also, a earbud or something to wipe off or blend colors and so on. Yeah. So this is the darkest tonality. And let me see. Okay. I didn't get lucky with the burnt umber. It's dry. So I'm going to take a bit more of that. Keep it ready. Remember, don't take too much of colors. We don't have that much space to fill also. There's this less of the space. So we don't need that much, yeah. So I'm just darkening it up here, adding a little more of the burnt umber here so I get a very dark complexion. Yeah. So this is the extreme tonality that I could build. I will maybe add a little more black to get it even on the darker side if I need to use it in some places. And again, I'm going to take a bit more on the oil to have it slightly on the fluidity range. That's maneuverable for me. I have both ready now, ready to go on the canvas. Yes, I'm thinking where to place. Yes, I think we have to move this camera back so you get to see what's going on here. Right here. Yes. Oh, yeah. So, and I think I will also bring the canvas down so it's convenient for me to work as well. Good. All right. Good. Superb. So, I'm starting with the area on the neck, like what I did with Shiva last time. I didn't go directly on the face. I just did I started with the tummy first to see, and I just wanted to see how things are. So I think it can be even more lighter than what I mixed. I want to go a little bold with the lighter tonality, so I'm adding a bit more of titanium white. Going there. Yes, this is one step lighter. And I'm going to go and place a little bit on her cheek and the forehead and the tip of her nose. Yeah, the chin. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, boldly, because you saw what I did last time. So I'm just touching these places ever so lightly. Hmm? And then I'll start blending them in. And for blending, I did use a neutral brush last time. Yeah, to blend, which does not have any color at all in it. I usually check with my own hand. Yeah, sometimes, the brushes seem to, even though you have washed, you seem to have some color because it's just the stronger colors that you might have used. So I usually check like this. And okay, I'm just going to blend it in ever so lightly in all these places. If it's too much, also you should be able to remove. I feel there is maybe I applied a little too much. I'm going to just take away some of it, especially here. So have an earbud that's even helpful to work with. Sometimes it also is helpful to blend. Nice. Yeah. And I'm going to use the darkest tonality also simultaneously on the edges. A little bit on the chin. Not too much, but slightly here. On the side, so I can blend both. Yeah. Now it becomes slightly easier for me to blend. So I'm using my earbud now to work with. So in the last session, you saw me using my finger more. In this session, I'm just showing you with the earbud. So take away excess if you feel it's a little too much. I think it's up to you how much you want it to be, shiny or glowy versus what you have. So you're still using the existing color from the previous layers. So you're only glazing them. Yeah, remember that. Yeah, yeah, yes. So that's it. The darker tonalities again very close to her necklace. And then blending that in here nicely so it doesn't show too much. I'm missing that. We had that slight kind of mark showing the next line, and that I'm missing somehow. So I'm just building that again with the darker tonality. and blending it in so it doesn't. Okay, I think she is on the brighter side now, isn't it? She is looking brighter. I just wanted her to light up, yeah? She looks awesome now. Yeah, right now, um, what is to be worked on in her area, her face? So we started with the face and neck this time. So um, I'm adding a little more of darker tonalities in some other places. And I think what we have to do right now is that burnt umber mixed black. Remember, we need that again. Why? Yes. If you recall, we haven't done her eyelashes. So I'm just going over her eyebrow one more time and the eyeballs, eyeball one more time, and ever so lightly. Now I'm going to introduce the eyelashes, and for that, I'm going to safely turn to my micro brush, wiping it off just to be sure that it doesn't have any other color. And okay, I think I have missed to place this on the front line. Now it should be fine. Yes, should be good now. You see more of. Okay, I'm taking a bit more of the burnt umber mixed black in my zero brush. Making sure the tip is clean, and I am going to give some nice eyelashes to her. Mhm. This time I think I'm going to go a little more bolder as compared to what we did with Shiva's eye. We did not want to give too many eyelashes. We just wanted it to look in a way masculine, so we avoided many lines. I think we did a little bit here, but not too much. I'm just checking again if I missed. Yeah, I think whatever we did was good enough. Here I want a little more, so I'm just trying to give a little more of pronounced shades. So that was one. And we did not work on the lip line. So for that, yeah, I am going to take a little bit of vermilion in my micro brush, but not too much of it, a little bit of that. Yeah. And yeah, maybe slightly mixed a little bit with titanium white, so not too strong of a vermilion. So if you add a tiny bit of titanium white to vermilion, then you get a shade that isn't so strong. Now you don't want it to be so strong as her, the blouse or something. So you want that to be slightly on the pinky side. So if you add a tiny bit of vermilion white, then it gets on the pinkier side. So you do that. Give that lip that pronounced effect here, yeah, on her side. And on the other side, yes, I want the vermilion to come We did not do Shiva's side at all. So I'm taking vermilion again. Hmm. I want it to be slightly on the darker side. So yes, I need vermilion. Going to do that side as well. The lip now looks slightly different between the both of them. So that is done. Okay. So it doesn't look the same. Yeah. That was done. Now for the texture underneath, right underneath her lip. So I'm just adding a bit of darker tonality with the zero brush, but not too much. And I'm just quickly going to blend it with my earbud here. Yes, done. So that's done here. Mhm. So that's taken care of. And I have the vermilion, the pure vermilion. What is it needed for? The bindi that she wears, the mark that women wear right in between their eyebrows. So I'm just going to give it a pronounced circle. And also, this is my own creativity. Okay, I'm just adding some more dots to them ever so lightly, because Shiva's side, because of the third eye, he has a very strong forehead look, and I just want that, you know so I'm dressing her up, and this is my own idea. You could try anything else that you like. So I'm just adding a pattern to that. What is important is that half circle. Yeah. Other than that, if you wish to add a little bit of pattern there without disturbing too much, that looks perfect for me. I think I will stop there with that. And I'm going to go and work again on the lip area, going back with this darker tonality. Yeah. Let's do that lip line clearly one more time. Yeah. I'm doing for Shiva's side also. Doesn't matter because it's the same darker color that we used for Shiva as well, isn't it? So doing that. Yeah. So I just gave that. So they are still smiling, but if you see now, there is that slight difference in the face because of the eyebrow pronounced and so on. So we manage that. Mm. More blending here. Yes. I think it looks fine enough. I want to move to her hands. Mm. So I am moving the canvas slightly upward. So you are getting the focus on this area. The lighter tonality is ready. We know where it should go. So I'm just filling it in her arms and the hand. Yeah. And here with this hand, I'm just going to be very careful because the fingers are also there. You want to do a lot of work there. So I'm just being very, very, you know, um, careful on those fingers. So that's it. I think I will not use more of this color anymore. Okay, now it's a time for us to do a little bit on the contour also with the darker tonality. Yeah. We have okay, let's start with the complex area, that is the finger. Hmm? So we're starting here with this complex area, bringing it as close to the space as possible. So the focus is here for you. Yeah, good. So right now, I'm trying to work on the contour. Remember what I did for Shiva's side? I did the contour. And also when it came to the finger, we tried to use those, show those folds in the finger. So I want to do that also. I'm just trying to see a balance between where I can place my hand and where the camera can be showing it to you while this is on the move. Yeah. So I'm doing that here. So this finger, one single finger comes up, the contour. Um, okay, right now the other one goes here. And the folds, yeah. I want to just give that very, very tiny little nuance there, but it is much needed there, yeah. And the last one cannot see much of, yeah. So that's about it. I'm doing the contour first and then I will start blending things, yeah. So check the contours, especially if you have accidentally, painted on top of them when you were working on those mountains. Luckily, I think I did not do much of that accident here. It looks okay. So I'm just going to paint away here. And then I think it's time for us to blend things in. So I'm taking a earbud now to blend things up nicely. When you're blending things up in a very tiny space like that, it could be a challenge. So try to do as much as you can. This is practice. You can use the zero or micro brush also to blend if you want. Yeah, I just move around with that and I use the same to blend. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. So this can be used. I push the color, but if it is too much in here in the brush, then you will have to wipe off the brush also. Yeah. In my case, I feel it is okay. I'm still not wiping off anything, but I think it is okay for me, whatever I have. Remember blending it in the angle. I I have the tendency to move my finger close to that, but I'm just trying to keep the use of my earbud here. And please do not use these earbuds for your ears. Never. We don't want colors to get into your ears. So use them and throw them away safely, just like the way you will throw away used palettes or wasted brushes or something. That's exactly the way it should be disposed of. Yeah. So I think we managed this. I'm using my fingers now. Yeah. Managed this fine. Yes, I think this is fine now. I'm just looking at the gap and seeing if the hand also needs any kind of, yeah, there should be slight depth darkness here where there is this fold. And not working on too much of details, but you're just suggesting certain things. So just keep a balance on that. And that's what I, at least, in my painting, what I'm trying to do. It's not too much into the detail. It's just suggestive of the detail. So that kind of helped here. Let's work on the other hand. Okay, so right now I'm going to use my zero brush for the contour. So I'm moving the focus here. So let's start with the finger here. This is the hand that I adjusted, and I think I also suggested that if you hadn't done this, chosen to do the change that I did, you still would have a different, hand structure, which is also fine. But just make sure that you do the contours. And also remember if the hand is different, in this case, the fingers are showing up in the manner that there should be fingernails also shown, at least in three of those fingers. Yeah, because there are a couple of fingers that are folded this way, so it's not visible, but the others might be needing that. So what I'm going to do is to take my micro brush, wipe it off. It's got vermilion. Okay, so I'm going to take a bit of titanium white, and right away before I forget, I want to use that, and don't do the perfect titanium white. If you have mixed a little bit of the skin color, that's also a good idea. We don't want the perfect titanium white. It will look odd, for the fingernail. So I'm just adding that fingernail here. Yes. So I think I added the fingernail here, and if you're wondering, should it be long fingernails, like what we women have nowadays? No, no, no. We never had such fashion. Um, yeah. So just an artist finger line that is just nothing, no fancy about it. Yeah, that will be okay. So let's blend in things now. The darker tonality is also blended in nicely. And remember this side, this is going to be even darker because of, the shadow of the sari. There is nothing visible there, and blend it in nicely. Yes, I guess this is fine here. Mhm. So let's move higher up to this arm. I like this contour. I don't think I have made any mistake here. Looks okay to me. This side. Here, I want to be a little bit more careful because I think I might have accidentally used the green there when I did the. Okay, it doesn't look that bad. Doesn't look that bad. Yes. Here, I think this is the contour. Yeah, done. So, the darkness that is created from the shadow of the blouse. So we have done the contours. Are we ready to blend in things? Start blending with the lighter tonalities and then take on the darker ones on the side. Yeah. Smooth circular moves with an earbud itself will help you blend nicely. And there are so many blending techniques. People use angular brushes. And I also showed you the other method where I used another neutral brush that doesn't have any color in it to use to blend. So that's also another way to blend. So it's not necessary that you follow the earbud idea only. Yeah. I'm just showing you different techniques. So um, try them, and then whichever method you identify with and say, yes, this is mine and I'm so comfortable doing it, you pick it up. Yeah, so I'm trying to give as many ideas as possible to help you find your way out, way in, way into the art. Yes, good. I think we have had that, shading. Right now she's looking on the brighter side. Yeah, she looks more brighter now. Just checking on an average how the cheek is, her chin is, and versus the tonality here. It's all glazed, isn't it? So it is actually adding a slight value to what we had already created. So, yes, done. And we are ready to move to the last part, but not the least, the foot. Let's do the same thing there. I'm going to move the yes. And just for your benefit, I'm moving this to the front. We have the lighter shades ready, not too much of it. Be careful here because there's no much space here. So it's only the tiny, tiny toes. And let's do the contour with the darkest tonality that we made. Do remember to show that, slight bulge or bend in the toes. Yeah. Yes. I'm just using this brush itself to blend. And yeah. So this time I have blended first before I create the fingernails. Yes, we go back to the micro brush and I have a little bit of titanium white. Remember to do the fingernails. See, the toenails, sorry. The toenails. And also remember that, it's going on the sideways, so you don't see much of it. Really, less of it. Less and less of it, yeah. On the other side, yes. So if we have managed that, then we are done with her body color. What do? We can work on her clothing a bit. Are we missing any of her details? I'm just thinking because it was just her. I don't think so. It looks good. I want to go back to the nose area just to be sure that I've got that contours right. Mm. Usually there must be a nose ring or something, and I'm thinking that it is missing in the picture, or I didn't notice. Let me check that. That was the the nose bridge is okay. It's good. This is good. Fair enough. Okay, I just want to double check. Yeah. Reference to nothing so clearly visible. Reference free. No. No. Not at all. There is something there. Ah, okay. Maybe it isn't clear. So let's play around with it. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is that we don't have. Yeah, we could use yellow ochre to just make a dot there, sort of a thing, on her nose. So instead of a gold, like what we would do, I'm just placing a dot there. So I'm going to, okay. So I've moved it up so you could see. So I'm placing a tiny dot with yellow ochre on her nose where there could be a ring or something. And on this, and I used this micro brush. Yeah. So I am going to take a bit of titanium white to place a dot on top of it. So it looks like, there is some hmm, pearl or something there, yeah, on her nose. And maybe a vermilion dot on going on top of it. So there is, you know, certain things around. So at least there is something there, yeah, to give an edge to it. So there was one detail that we could add here. Nice. Fantastic. So I think we have time enough to do a little bit on her clothing as well. So we will start with the clothing here. We have a nice color already. I don't think we need to do much of this in terms of enhancement, but one coat of the vermilion um, could enrich, yeah, the whole picture. So I'm just going to take a bit of vermilion. What do? We mix a little bit of oil to that, so it's slightly, on the glassy side. So I'm taking a brush number one, and it's the same consistency that I showed you in the when we did the body color. So I'm using the same consistency and just going over here. Yeah. And I think it's got a little bit of white added accidentally, so it's getting lighter. It's okay. This is fine. It is helpful. It is helpful. I'm just going to go over that just one more time to be sure of it nicely. Nicely done. Yes. And for the darker tonality, I think we can play around with the same burnt umber that we did, isn't it? Burnt umber black. Good old one, but very helpful one, yes. And I love that. So I'm just gonna stick to that. Blend that in. Hmm? think I will boldly use the same brush to blend it in. Uh-oh. It's got another color. Accidents happen. How did it catch the other color? Okay, averted. Okay. Yeah, nicely done. Blend it in. Good. So the blouse area is covered now, and we will come back with the gold here when we work on it, when we start working on the gold as such. So right now, let's stick to the clothing only. And oh, even the clothing will need the gold, Flainish. Ah, so we are going to take gold today. Okay, so I am taking my gold color again. And you don't need to add more oil to this as we did for the other colors, because this is, especially the one that I'm using, is more fluid. So we don't need to do all that. Yeah. So I am going to use my zero brush again. So I'm going to wipe off that because it's got a lot of burnt umber there. Taking a bit of the gold. Yeah. And now for the for the border of this clothing, I want to give some circles and some shape here and make it go slightly bigger than what it is. So I'm trying to give that shape here. And it's kind of mixing with that red, the vermilion, which I want also slightly on that side where it is, having that ready, red, reddish gold coloring. Yes. This is slightly better. So I just wanted that because it looked totally simple. Um, yeah. And if you're wondering, okay, I don't need all that and I want to stick to the same, the kind of structure we already had, you can also do that. It doesn't hurt. So I have done this, and now I'm ready to move on to the clothing here. Um, the clothing needs the same color we mixed before. Um, Again, we are going to make it slightly fluid and also try to add a little bit of silky consistency, meaning a little bit of gold is going to go there also in the folds. So right now, and this is the challenge, isn't it? We took a while to figure out this green. At least I did in my case. So going to take a little bit of phthalo green to see, okay, that's close to the phthalo green, yes. And I remember adding a little bit of blue as well to that, isn't it? So this time I'm taking phthalo green. You could have, last time I think I did a deep cinnabar green or something. That doesn't matter as long as you are convinced with the green. I am going for that kind of bottle green that's a favorite in my family. So I'm the one that's going crazy, so you don't worry about it. Whatever color you are happy with, it's fine. I just want that bluey green there, so I'm trying my best to build it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take another brush. What do I have here? I think I have brush number 4, flat. And yeah, I'm mixing a bit of blue to this green. And I don't need oil. I'm going to show you. I think you need to see this. So these colors, this green is already so translucent. Can you see it? So it's got so much of oil in it. There is no point in adding another layer of oil there. Yeah. So I wouldn't go for it. So when you open up a bottle or a tube and you open up the color, you see the pigments, the way the pigments are. Can you see the way it's already on the translucent side? So there's no need to add more of oil here in this case. Yeah. So I'm going to add a bit of gold here, not too much, and blend it in. So it kind of blends in totally, so it doesn't show, but it gives a slight shiny complexion when you paint this over. Hmm? So this is what I am choosing to do here, and I'm going to go and paint this. So this is the color, and I'm going to paint a little bit, not on all the places. We already have done some highlights, so just in some of the places I just want to push this in and blend it in nicely. I'm using the same brush to blend in, not bothered. And I don't want another color also. There are dark and light tonalities already existing here so strongly. Um, so this is a translucent color and it's going to just fill in fine and fit in fine. Can you see? Even though I'm going with the same brush, not bothering whether it's a darker side or lighter side, I'm still sticking to that. It's helping me. It's only a glaze that is happening. So the layer force highlights whatever I did, the white or the black is showing still. So I don't have to bother. So I'm not even bothering to change the brush. I'm playing along, but of course, I will work in the same contour, same angle where I did the original, work. Yeah, I'll do that. This is easy, isn't it? But we did all the hard work in the previous layer, and that's why it's easy. So you will see that, those layers of effort is just, helping you build on that further. This shiny color is just coming up so well here. So it's going to look like, because we added a little bit of gold, it won't show now. Like I said, gold usually has a different tonality and it shows up once, it's already a week or 10 days old or such. So you will see that this is the space that is glittering because the whole cloth is looking like it's silk. So she's like grandeur, dressed up in grandeur. Yes. So we did that, and look at it now. It's getting easier because we have only this translucent color and no more oil to control. So just work with the flow, fill everything nicely. Fill everything nicely, yes. Then we are done. So it's not the white that we did. it was looking really whitish, the shades that we did. Now it's turning slightly on the greeny side, and still the highlight is there. Yeah, the effect is there. Okay, so we'll finish this and make a stop. That's today's session. I'm just moving the camera down so you could see the rest of the portion. Yes, right. Hmm. Shimmering, shiny green cloth, silk. That's the last part. I'm done here. Yes, so let's make a stop. As usual, I'm going to move the camera behind and get your perspective by moving this also away. Yes, good. So that's the view. Grandeur. Yes, amazing. Yep. So let's make a stop here. Okay. So let's summarize what we have done today. Today's session was a continuation of this layer 5, and what we did was to do Shakti's side of skin tone. So we gave her that nice glaze, and made her shimmer, and also worked a little bit on her detail, isn't it? The eyebrows, of course, eyebrows was there. The eyelashes we added, and then we did the her bindi, worked a little bit on the lip. Yes, and then we came down to working on her hand and finger and so on. So the moment we were done with that, the next thing that we did was to work on her clothing also. So we gave a glaze to her, the blouse that she's wearing, and also the sari. We gave a silky effect. So that's all there. So now she's shining, fully ready. Yeah. There's a lot of work to be done still, but that's marking the close of our session today. Congratulations on reaching this far, and do remember to share your comments, feedback, concerns, queries to support at theglaystudio.dk. Also, send a picture if you have any specific queries or real concerns that the painting is totally way off from the original, or the reference or anything. Yeah, so I can try to help you on a one-to-one basis if needed. So stay healthy, stay happy, stay blessed, and stay really motivated all the time to come back to these classes. You're doing a great job. Keep at it. Let's meet in the next class. Bye bye.